we're going to talk about the three woes. And to understand the three woes, we're going to see some mysterious passages in the book of Isaiah. God will let Egypt, Iraq, and Israel survive Armageddon because they will fight the Antichrist. This is a bold statement, and it's going to happen. These three countries are going to be in the 1,000 years. Let's see the evidence, what the Bible says about it. In the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 23, 24, and 25, American Standard Version says, "In that day shall there be a highway out of Egypt to Assyria." Assyria is Iraq. "And the Assyrian shall come into Egypt, and the Egyptians into Assyria. And the Egyptians shall worship with the Assyrians." 24. "And that day shall Israel be the third with Egypt and with Assyria, a blessing in the midst of the earth." 25. "For that Jehovah of hosts has blessed them, saying, Blessed be Egypt my people, and Assyria the work of my hands, and Israel my inheritance." Blessed be Egypt my people. We cannot say that right now. Obviously, it's talking about the future. Obviously, it's talking about the millennium, after the return of Jesus Christ. And Assyria. Now that we know who is who, about who are the good guys, let's get into the three woes. The Antichrist defeats the seventh king. The second beast that comes out of the land, the military empire that looks like a lamb and speaks as a dragon, does not conquer Babylon nor the head with 10 horns. This triggers the three woes. This statement needs an explanation. This beast in chapter 13, book of Revelation, supposed to to attack and defeat the Antichrist, but it failed. But God knows it's going to fail. And that's what triggers the three woes. But let's see what really happens, why this beast failed, what the Bible says about it. Book of Revelation, chapter 13, American Standard Version, verse 1. "And he stood upon the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast coming out of the sea, having 10 horns and 7 heads, and on his horns 10 diadems, and upon his head's name is blasphemy." This needs an explanation. It's talking about 7 empires. The 6th empire has 10 horns. The 7th empire has 2 horns and speaks like a dragon. Let's go to Book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 9 and 10. "Here is the mind that has wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth, and they are the 7 kings. The 5 are fallen, the one is, the other is not yet come, and when he comes, he must continue a little while." What it means is this: 2,000 years ago, about 2,000 years ago, when the book of Revelation was written, it says 5 kings are fallen. It refers to Egypt, it refers to Assyria, Babylon, Persia, Greek. Those are the 5. The one is referred to the Roman Empire. It refers to Europe. And the other one is not yet come. And when he comes, he must continue a little while. Now, after Rome, it's going to come another empire, another military empire more powerful than Rome. To understand this, let's see it this way. The Assyrian defeated the Egyptians. The Babylonians defeat the the Assyrians. The Medo-Persians defeat the Babylonians. The Greeks defeat the Persians, and the Romans defeat the Greeks. The Greeks refer to the Persians, the Romans defeat the Greeks. According to this, the seventh military empire has to defeat Rome, or it has to defeat Europe. So this military empire has to be strong enough. But here is a problem. In Book of Revelation, chapter 13, American Standard Version, verse 11 says, "And I saw another beast coming out of the earth, and he had two horns like unto lamb, and he spake as a dragon." This military power is made out of two countries, and this is the one talking about 2,000 years ago, is prophesying about this. It's gonna defeat Rome. But here is what happens. Verse 3. "And I saw one of his heads, I thought it has been smitten unto death, and his death stroke was healed. And the whole earth wondered about the beast." Which means is this seven military power that's supposed to defeat Europe is going to be defeated. That's the problem. This is also a record in the book of Daniel. Daniel chapter 11, verse 24, American Standard Version. "In time of security shall he refers to the Antichrist, come even upon the fattest places of the province. And he shall do which his father had not done, nor his father's fathers. He shall scatter among them prey and spoil and sustenance. Yea, he shall devise his devices against the strongholds, even for a time." He is telling that the sixth head, which has 10 horns, meaning 10 countries, is going to defeat the seventh head. Now, that's the problem. Because the seventh head is defeated, we had the three woes. And the three woes is Egypt attack Europe. The second woe is Iraq attack Europe. And the third is when Jesus comes back and Israel's attack the Antichrist. The first woe. Egypt invades and plunders Europe for 5 months. This event starts a war that lasts until the end times. In the book of Revelation, chapter 9, American Standard Version, talks about the first woe. Verse 1. "And the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star from heaven falling unto the earth, and there was given to him the key of the pit of the abyss." Verse 2, "And he opened the pit of the abyss, and there went up a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit." Verse 3, "And out of the smoke came forth locusts upon the earth, and power was given them, as the scorpions of the earth had power. And it was said unto them that it shall not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only such men as have not the seal of God on their foreheads." Which means Egypt is not going to kill Christians. Christians here as is called green, anything that is green, trees, that's what it's referring to Christians. It was given them that they should not kill them, but they should be tormented 5 months, and their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when it strikes a man. So Egypt is going to attack Europe for 5 months. Verse 6, "And in those days men shall seek death, and shall in no wise find it, and they shall desire to die, and death flee from them. And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared for war, and upon their heads as it were crowns like unto gold, and their faces were as men's faces. And they had hair as the hair of women, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions." There's a lot of symbolism. And they had breastplates, and as it were breastplates of iron, and the sound of the winds was as the sound of chariots, as many horses rushing to war. Verse 10, and they have tails like unto the scorpions and stings, and in their tails is the power to hurt men 5 months. Verse 11, they have over them as king the angel of the abyss. His name is in Hebrew is Abaddon, and in Greek tongue he has the name Apollyon. Abaddon, Apollyon, or the angel of the abyss, is in the book of Daniel and is called the king of the south. Let's see. Daniel chapter 11, verse 6, American Standard Version. And in the end of years, this little translation is something that for some reason people forget to translate correctly. They think that it's a Greek, it's talking about some kind of Greek king, but it's not. It's talking about the king of Egypt. They shall join themselves together, and the daughter of the king of the south shall come to the king of the north to make an agreement. Looks like there is a problem between Muslims and Europeans, and the queen is coming, or the daughter of the king is coming to try to fix the problem, to make an agreement. But she shall not retain the strength of her arms, neither shall he stand, nor his arm, but she shall be given up. They're going to kill her. And they that brought her, and he that begot her, and he that strengthened her in those times. So they're going to massacre her family. Verse 7, out of the shoot from her shall one stand up in his place, who shall come unto the army, and shall enter into the fortress of the king of the north, and shall deal against them, and shall prevail. A relative of the daughter of the king is going to take revenge. This is the king of the south. So it's not going to be a political, or maybe it is, but in this case he's talking about revenge. So this man is going to go to Europe, and he's going to take revenge for the killing. Verse 8, and also their gods with their molten image and with their goodly vessels of silver and gold, and shall he carry captive into Egypt, and shall refrain from some year from the king of the north. So the king of the south, which in the book of Revelation is called Apollyon, goes to Europe for 5 months, takes all the gold, the silver, and he takes all the everything that has value, paintings, sculptures, anything. And this is the first war. The second war, Iraq attacks the Antichrist and kills 1/3 of his army. So, in revenge, the Antichrist waged war against the church for 3.5 years. Once again, let's see what the Bible says about this statement. Isaiah chapter 23, verse 13, American Standard Version. And it shall come to pass in that day that a great trumpet shall be blown, and they shall come that were ready to perish in the land of Assyria, and they that were outcast in the lands of Egypt, and they shall worship Jehovah in the holy mountains of Jerusalem. Who is coming in Assyria is talking about Iraq. They're ready to die. These people is ready to die. Is ready to attack the Antichrist. Let's see the book of Revelation, chapter 9, American Standard Version, chapter 13. And the sixth angel sounded, and I hear a voice from the horns of the golden altar which is before God. I'm talking about the second war. Verse 14. One saying, the sixth angel that had the trumpet loose the 4 angels that are bound at the great river Euphrates. Is talking about Iraq. And the 4 angels were loose that had been prepared for the hour and day and months and years that they should kill the third part of men. This is very important. This is a message that God is giving to the Antichrist. That is him that is attacking the Antichrist. It's him that is sending the Iraqis to fight the Antichrist. Verse 14, and the number of the armies of the horsemen was twice 10,000 times 10,000. I heard the number of them. This is about 200 million soldiers. Verse 17, and thus I saw the horses of the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates as a fire, and a hyacinth and a brimstone. And the head of the horses are of the heads of lions, and out of their mouths proceeded fire and smoke and brimstone. Verse 18, by these three plagues was the third part of men killed. When it says was the third part of men killed, it refers 1/3 of the army of the Antichrist is going to be killed by the Iraqis. That creates a big problem. But let's keep on reading. For the power of the horses is in their mouths and in their tail, and for the tails are like unto serpents, and have heads, and with them they hurt. Verse 20, and the rest of mankind. This is very important. When it kills 1/3, it refers to 1/3 of the army of the Antichrist, but it's not attacking 1/3 of mankind. The Iraqis, they don't come to America to kill people. They don't go to Asia. They don't go to Africa. They go to kill 1/3 of the army of the Antichrist. And this is very important because the Antichrist is going to take revenge. And the rest of the mankind who were not killed with this plagues and repented not of the work of their hands, that they should not worship demons and the idols of the gold and silver and the brass and stone and the wood, which can neither see nor hear nor walk. Verse 21. And they repented not of their murders, nor the sorceries, nor the fornication, nor the theft. Let's see what book of Daniel says. Daniel chapter 11, verse 29 and 30, American Standard Version. At the time appointed he shall return. The Antichrist is coming to attack Egypt and come into the south. He's coming to attack Egypt. He's coming to get all the gold, all the paintings, all the arts that Egypt took. But it shall not be in the later time as it was in the former. Because the Antichrist defeated the seventh head, which is the beast that has two horns, he thinks it's going to be easy to defeat Egypt. But in that moment, it's attacked by Iraq on the east. And he said that on the west is attacked for ships of Kittim. For ships of Kittim shall come against him. Therefore he shall be grieved and shall return. Because 1/3 of his armies has been defeated, he will feel sad. He will be grieved. He will be worried. It's just like, what happens here? And because of that, and have indignation against the holy covenant, and shall do his pleasure. He shall even return and have regard unto them that forsake the holy covenant. Because Iraq kills 1/3 of his people, he has indignation against the holy covenant. He blames Christians for this. And the next 3.5 years, he starts killing Christians in revenge. And this has a deep explanation. I'm just talking the surface, but this is, he doesn't blame Buddhists, he doesn't blame Holy Krishna, he doesn't blame Satanic, he doesn't blame any crazy, any cult. He specifically blames Christians. That's why he cursed God for the 3.5 years. He persecuted the church in the next 3.5 years because he blames them for the killing of his soldiers, 1/3 of his army. I hope this makes sense. Now let's start to see the third woe. Let's talk now about the third woe. This is Armageddon. The Antichrist and his 10 armies are in Israel. He is surrounded by the armies of Egypt, Libya, and Ethiopia on the west, and the armies of the east that cross the dry Euphrates River. The Antichrist deceives everyone by telling them that he is Jesus Christ. He goes to Jerusalem and to the temple where he sits as God. Jesus comes back, and the Antichrist and his 10 armies run to the mountains of Edom because it's higher ground. Mountains of Edom is pronounced Armageddon. But Jesus defeats all armies in half an hour. Half an hour because the seven seals says that it's going to be the heaven is going to be quiet for half an hour. It's going to be quiet because the heavens is going to be watching the fight on Armageddon. Let's see. Book of Revelation, chapter 16, American Standard Version, verse 12. And the sixth poured out his bowl upon the great river, the river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dry up, that the way might be made ready for the kings that comes from the sunrise. Whatever army is left from Japan, China, India, Iran, Iraq, they're coming to fight the Antichrist. Verse 13, and I saw coming out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet, 3 unclean spirits, as it were frogs. Verse 14, for they are spirits of demons, working signs, which go forth into the kings of the whole world, to gather them together unto the word of the great day of God, the Almighty. Verse 15, behold, I come as it is. Here is Jesus telling that he's coming at this very moment. Blessed is he that watches and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked, and they see his shame. Verse 16, and they gather them together in the place which is called in Hebrew Armageddon. By the way, Armageddon is not in Israel. Let's see what book of Daniel says. Daniel chapter 11, verse 40, King James Version. And at that time of the end shall the king of the south push at hand, and the king of the north, referring to the Antichrist, shall come against him like a whirlwind, with chariots and with horsemen and with many ships. And he shall enter into the countries and shall overflow and pass over. He shall enter into the glorious land, and many countries shall be overthrown. He will come to Israel, and from Israel he's going to attack Egypt, Libya, and Ethiopia. Book of Daniel, chapter 11, American Standard Version, verse 44. But tidings out of the east and out of the north shall trouble him. The tidings means the news from the east is that the Euphrates rivers is dry, and these kings from the east are coming to fight the Antichrist. So the Antichrist has a big problem. He's fighting Egypt, Libya, and Ethiopia on the west, and these kings are coming from the east. He is in the middle. Therefore he shall go forth with great fury to destroy and utterly to make away many. He is ready to kill. And he shall plant the tabernacles of his palace between the seas and the glorious holy mountain. Yet he shall come to his end, and none shall help him. He is going to die, and nobody's going to help him. He's going to be between the Mount of Zion and the Mediterranean Sea. So this is the third woe, and that's the way it ends. Thank you. This needs a lot of explanation. Each woe needs a lot of explanation. Thank you for listening. I hope we'll see you next time.